Whoa, what's going on?
It's raining. It's everywhere, guys. I don't even know. It's all over the place.
Oh man, this news broke, what, 15, 20 minutes ago? The Juve board has resigned. The whole board. It's insane. We were going to come on live today at 4:30 anyways. So, I mean, we're 28 minutes early.
I totally forgot to play that when we launched. Yeah,
Yes.
I totally yucked that one up because I'm in shell shock. What the
Yeah.
hell?
And I'm still sick. I got this, I don't know what type of acronym sickness I got going on with me, but I'm still sick. It's ridiculous here. But screw it, here I am. Yeah, so the big names we've heard so far. Nedved, Agnelli, and Arrivabene.
No, it's Arrivabene too.
Did I not say Arrivabene? I said Agnelli.
Arrivabene.
Oh man, all of it. It's just all of them. It's all of them.
All Benes.
All the benes, the beanies and the benes. So it was, what was the fancy term for it? This special. Oh man, it was a really bad acronym. Here we go. Talent security. No, that wasn't it. Man, I'm waffling it here. It was some special committee. In any case, I'll find it. I shut everything down because everything was just like losing its mind at me right now.
Yeah, no, like our phones are just absolutely going off, and I'm like trying to like pull up the article that I have, and then it's like,
okay, there's actually a list now, so good thing I checked. So here it is: Andrea Agnelli, Pavel Nedved, Maurizio Arrivabene, Lawrence De Bro, Massimo della Regione, Catherine Fink, Daniela Marilungo, Francesco Roncaglia, Giorgio Tacchia, and Suzanne Haywood, according to Nico Shira. So a lot of those names I have no idea, but obviously Agnelli, Nedved, Arrivabene, those. So Arrivabene is not on that list. That was a mistake on my part. I just made that up. So yeah, I don't know. Chat, get in this too. What are you guys thinking? Did you even hear about this, or are you just finding out now as we're talking?
so it's most of this is being attributed to the Prisma investigation that was opened, or the Prisma. I think it's what it is. Prisma investigation that was opened by the Turin Public Prosecutor's Office.
Yeah.
So somebody done fudged the numbers, and now the entire board is like, deuces, I don't look good in a jumpsuit. I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah, insane, isn't it? So here we are, right as the final game of the Days World Cup, and really the second round of play. It's finished now. So yeah, we were all just watching that last Brazil Uruguay game, and I was just like doing some final tweaks here for the YouTube, getting ready, and I was just ignoring things. That's the thing. Like everything just started popping off, and I'm ignoring things. Like, no, I got stuff to do. Like, guys, stop bugging me.
I was on my way home, and you're like, "Hey, man, can you hop on like right now?" I was like, "Yeah, give me 5 minutes."
Yeah. Well, I mean, as soon I knew you were driving, but you made it. So here we are. So here it is. Extraordinary shareholders meeting. That is what they just had. So extraordinary meaning it wasn't planned. It just kind of, I think, was a bit of an oh shit moment. It was like, oh man, we gotta sit down. So hold on, I'm gonna cough. Dash, take over.
No, I got you. So right now, it looks like there is charges of false accounting that is being essentially leveraged on the entire Juventus board. So it looks like that is kind of the driving force of what's going on right now.
Oh man,
this is nuts.
It is pretty nuts. So, man, what does this do for the Agnelli out train? Or is that too soon to ask?
You know, it's funny. Sharif texted me on Instagram, and he's like, "Hey, I told you this was going to happen. I promised you this." And I was like, I tipped my hat off to you. But you know, this completely shakes everything up, because with those guys gone, Arrivabene is essentially in interim control of the club. They are going to be announcing the new board January 18th, so in about 40 days ish.
Oh man, that's like the advent calendar. We gotta wait.
Dude, this is nuts. I mean, because the thing is like we ended off on a high note. We were in really good form, and it's like everybody is on the chopping block now. Allegri's on the chopping block because this new president could say, screw this guy, deuces, he's out, whatever. Or like, and this thing is like things like this can be extremely pivotal because you can either be on the verge of, getting a good president and continuing off what you're doing and going somewhere really good, or you get a crappy president and you head into the banter era. Because I believe, I don't even know the idea what they're looking at, who they're looking at right now.
Oh, nobody knows anything right now.
Nobody knows anything.
Not a thing. It's insane. So, I mean, this is just all breaking it. Obviously, we were just kind of speculating at this point, the what ifs. So yeah, what if? So you said, did I hear you say Arrivabene is supposed to be taking over?
No, Arrivabene will be interim president until they hire a new one, and then he's out.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Yeah. Jeez.
Like
I know there's there's news coming from everywhere, right? So like I'm trying to read anything new here, and you're getting obviously different.
Yeah, so I've got Fabiana Della Valle up right now.
Okay, that's pretty good.
So it says the Juventus Board of Directors have resigned, again, due to the Prisima investigation that was opened by the Turin Public Prosecutor's Office on charges of false accounting. This had led to the ununanimous decision for the directors to step down.
And I just have something here now. Alessandro Nasi could be the new president of Juventus, but keep an eye out for Lupo Elkan. Is it the Lupo Elkan years?
Oh boy.
This is like the Italian version of Elon Musk, but a lot less Elon-y.
So Max is saying Arrivabene, no, unfortunately, Arrivabene will not stay. He is out the door. It kind of sucks for him because they are like, hey, yeah, you're going to be the current interim president and then you're out of here. So like you don't get to stay. So this is nuts, man.
So, and with Arrivabene, he came from F1, a very tumultuous Ferrari team. This is kind of like two bad looks in a row now, right? So I think he has to move on. Buy an island somewhere. It's time he takes that beautiful full face beard to an island somewhere with palm trees and sail off into the distance. I think he's done. It will be a tough short-term period. There will definitely be a reset for the team. I just as we're picking up all those momentum. Oh, and Daniel saying Lapo, not Lupo. Yeah, I don't know why I say Lupo. It is Lapo.
Did someone say Lippy? No, I'm just kidding.
Lippy, yeah. Yeah, Lapo. It's just still, maybe because it's such a weird name. Lupo is a slightly less of a weird name for me, so I don't know. It is weird, though. Lapo. Is it short for something?
I don't know.
I need to be schooled really on this name.
But I'm loving the Allegri memes that are out right now on Twitter.
Already, eh?
They're like when Agnelli gets sacked before Allegri, and they're just showing the pictures of Allegri just like in suits and stuff like that. But oh man, this is ridiculous, dude. I did not expect this to happen mid-season. If there was any kind of step down. Well, it's funny because we're talking about it with John, and he was like, "Yeah, Juve and never does anything like this during the middle of the season." But I guess those false taxing charges were that bad that everyone was like, "I'm out." Which I'm surprised.
It has to be. No, what's the other explanation?
Well, I'm surprised how Arrivabene, because I mean he's only been a season and a half, and they're just kind of like, "Yeah, you too. I'm out of here too." It must have been that bad.
It was obviously pretty bad. Oh man, this is rough though. This can't be good. Hopefully, Allegri can just filter that. Hopefully, there's that filter so it doesn't really hit the players too hard, and they can just focus on the football.
I mean, the good news is it's during the World Cup break, so there isn't any games being played right now. But the bad news is it's right before the January transfer window.
Oh, and Wing of Venture saying he failed at Ducati as well. So I didn't realize he went to Ducati or started there. That's yeah. I mean, 3 in a row. Come on, nuts. I'm planning on going to watch us smash Arsenal. Says KF. That is yeah. I mean, that would be fun. That's December 17th, the friendly. Oh, Sam's here too. Yeah, I knew coming in at an earlier time would bring a different crowd as well. So it's good to mix it up a bit.
So there's a meme about Nedved. They're like, yeah, he shouldn't have been with cocaine and hookers. That's why he got so I got busted. So he's saying 254 millions of a euro loss. Who knows what it actually is, because that's the issue, is that they hyperinflated the numbers. So
Yeah.
254 could be a whole lot more. And no, we're not saying that that's not bad. That's the whole reason why they resigned is because of that, because they lied about it.
But it could be worse, right? Because that was what was reported. I think that's what you're trying to say, right? That's only the reported number.
Yeah, because it's the only reported number. But the thing is right now the allegations are that they lied about certain accounting features and certain numbers. So that 254 might actually be higher, and that's the whole thing. The shareholders are like, "Hey, man, what's this whole thing about the loss?" And hey, we did this, we did a couple things, we did this, we can do this, and then the prosecutor office was like, "Yeah, no, you guys can't do that." And then they're like, "See you guys."
Okay, so I don't know. This has to be BS. Because in brackets, where it usually puts the source, it says J Medical. But I'll read it anyways, just because why not? I think this is a little over the top. But Alessandro Nisi, Lapo Elkan, Alessandro Del Piero, Gianluigi Buffon, and Giorgio Chiellini are all concrete names that can be part of the new CDA.
No.
That seems a little much.
I love Del Piero, guys, but he has not gotten into club management. To just throw him out as president, that's going to ruin the poor guy's legacy. Because if he does bad, or if the team does bad, they're going to be Juventini at his throats. It's an honest thing. Because even with Maldini, when Maldini came in at Milan, he took a couple years as an understudy, and then he took over the director position.
Yeah,
and he's a sporting director, not the president. So I would be very hesitant to throw Del Piero into this, because if it goes bad, then everyone's going to hate him. And I don't want that for him. Absolutely not. The one thing, again, I'm really surprised is that Arrivabene and Carabini are out the door, unless they had something to go behind the scenes, because it looks like this is predominantly happening during the Ronaldo and the Arthur era.
A couple years back, like just because they came in like to fix all that stuff. Yeah.
So I'm not too sure on their thought process on this, but this is nuts. So.
And this, yeah, Joe, will we offload players, invest in younger players? Will we be stuck for the next years? It kind of depends what happens now. I guess legally, are we, and is UEFA going to get involved, or FIFA saying, oh, maybe the numbers are fudged and we get hit with financial fair play, which we know is all a crock of shit. But regardless, they will target us.
Juve's website has crashed following the news.
Okay, let's do this. Juventus.com. No, I'm on. It's a little slow, but no, that's not bad.
Okay, so
so it's .com.en, so I'm gonna do .it. See what I get. No, that's good too. I'm getting it in Italian, so that's probably all. See, there's gonna be so much fake news right now. So much.
I know what's not fake is the awesome memes that are coming out.
Yeah, again, are you on Twitter? You're on Instagram, that's why.
Yeah, I've got Twitter on one. I've got Insta on the other one. Instagram's kind of boring. Twitter's more the.
Is that the fun place?
Yeah, I think that's it. Number 10 brings up a really good question here. So, guys, could this be part of the plea bargain? Probably, because allegedly they already know, like the club already knew what the verdict of the whole situation was. So that might be part of it as well.
It could. Yeah, because they're all collectively doing it. Man, we won't know probably for at least a few days. This is just going to keep on trickling out. All this nonsense.
Yeah,
Man.
This is crazy.
Crazy.
Do I think we're gonna like sell everyone off, all of our players? I don't think so. I doubt that.
It might. I'm just wondering, will UEFA come and say something? Oh, you know, those restrictions, they sometimes penalize teams for certain things. And I don't know if they have any ground in that case, but if there's evidence on the table, could they now come and say, oh, hey, by the way, you can't have any transfers for the next 2 seasons, for instance?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean,
Agnelli chasing his dreams for Super League finally destroyed us. That's actually a good point. What happens to the Super League?
he's just gonna focus on it now because he doesn't have club responsibilities. I think he's just gonna focus in on that. But
all part of the master plan.
That's all part of his master plan. Get himself fired so he can do the Super League.
Oh man.
We still collectively.
You never know. We never know. Oh man. So okay, is there anything news? It's kind of hard to keep up.
Somebody just tweeted at Elon Musk, "Hey, could you buy Juve, please?"
Oh man. Elon's broke.
So another breaking news tidbit. I think this one is credible. It's from Nico Sciarra. It says Maurizio Scanavino has been appointed general manager, and with Arrivabene being essentially demoted to manage the company functions until the appointment of the new board of directors. So Arrivabene is not even doing transfer policy or anything. He's just sitting there keeping the seat warm.
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, that's what I've been doing, is keeping my seat warm, but
yeah. Holy crap, man. This is right before the transfer window too. Oh, this sucks. Guys, I don't think SMS is coming.
There's been so much news too. Oh man, the transfer news. Is it even worth saying any of the transfer
I don't
news?
even think we can because it's like we don't even know at this point, because we could get a new president that's going to say screw transfers. We're just going to bring up the next gen and just play the next gen for the rest of the season.
Oh man, there's so much news. And SMS is always in the news, as is Rabiot.
Rabiot's not getting that 10 million.
No, he is not. Man, yeah, and that's the thing. What are some of these players that don't necessarily have that club loyalty? Some of them might just be like, yeah, screw it, man, I'm out. I'm gonna go to Chelsea or something.
Yeah, it's got to be something with the money. Yeah, KB, it's true. It's donezo. But yeah, it's got to be something with the numbers, the accounting, because apparently they've had lawyers, they've had independent accountants look at it, and this is it. And I think one of the things is, I think UEFA, if there's like an entire board restructure or rehaul, usually they give a grace period before doing any kind of penalty like that, because they're not going to punish the new people coming in. Because I know they did that with certain clubs where they've gotten new ownership or brand new boards and stuff like that, where they're like, you got like one window or 2 windows to sort their stuff out.
And
so,
maybe that was part of the agreement. Elkin coming down and be like, okay, you're screwing me over. You guys are out, to try to save face a little bit.
Yeah, in reality, I'm sure they got fired, but they were like, yeah, we'll say that you resigned so you don't look like you get sacked.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is. It's definitely a plea deal. But yeah, it looks like...
and this is true. There hasn't been an official statement yet. We could all be
what if they hit us
right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they hit us with the Uno reverse, so that means...
Because every Juve channel, I checked, every Juve channel, or at least most of them, are on right now, like within 5 minutes of 4 p.m.
Yeah, like Romeo Agresti, Nicola Sciarra, Fabiana Della Valle, all of them would just look like complete idiots if this was totally wrong. As much as I would want to say that, because like when Farhad broke the news to us, I was like, "Come on, man, you're fucking with me." And he's like, "No, I'm dead serious."
Yeah, it's insane. It really is, and it's funny because I took my time today making the thumbnail. because like whatever, man, I got this. So I had just like done everything and set it all up to talk about the World Cup, because that was the original plan, was to talk about the World Cup being the end of the second round now, right? So we kind of have a good idea. A few teams already making it through, so that's where we're going. And in like the last 5 minutes of that Brazil Uruguay game, I'm just there like frantically, change everything. Everything's gonna change.
Just burn it all. Yeah, so more is coming out. They're saying that it's definitely deficiencies and issues with the numbers, the financial numbers. And the Wings of Winter says, welcome SMS, LOL. Goodbye to Paredes, LOL on your end there too. I don't think Paredes is staying anymore.
Yeah.
So you can
we know
that one.
Yeah, we know you don't like him.
And then
he's not doing so great.
And then Joe says, we might get SMS. Dude, I don't think we're going to buy anyone this January right now. Seeing how everything is, I think it's going to be a really quiet window, unfortunately, for those that were hoping to buy something. Because this thing completely throws their 3-year project, because you don't even know if
it really does.
It does, because the people that are running the project are out. And I think the new staff that comes in aren't just going to sit there and be like, all right, cool. What's the blueprint? All right, this is what you guys are doing. Well, nah, they're going to come in. They're going to do their own thing. So we might have Allegri still. We might not have Allegri still. Like Allegri, I'm pretty sure at the end of the season, he's either in or out.
He's going to be the only stable thing at this club, though.
Yeah.
He'd be like the one guy, unless it's a complete, like, flush the toilet, everything.
My thing right now is, depending on how serious this is, does the league punish Juventus?
Well, yeah, the league, UEFA, FIFA, like there's all 3 levels of government, essentially, football government, that can punish us as well as like the actual Italian government here, like this is insane.
Like, I don't know. And then Kibby says, is this the end of Juve as money-wise, or is money put in new super rich investors coming? No, we still got the Elkins. It's just the board of directors. It's just the back office is gone.
I wonder what's happening in the F1 world. Does anybody check the F1 world? Because if Arrivabene, I wonder if there's a crossover.
Any of the new folk that are just jumping in, I'll just kind of go touch over it briefly. So the board of directors met today, and there was an investigation probe by independent accountants and lawyers that had revealed some deficiencies in Juve's accounting and finance values that were submitted. With that being said, the Turin's office, or their prosecuting office in Turin, issued a statement or a verdict towards Juventus, and following that verdict, the board had decided that, okay, we all need to dip out. So everyone, Agnelli, Nedved, Arrivabene, Cherubini, everyone is out. Right now, the only person that's temporarily staying in is Arrivabene. He is holding or caretaking the entire club's executive operations until the new board is assigned January 18th. So that is midway through the transfer market. So we essentially do not have a president, a vice president, a sporting director. So that throws your entire transfer market and contract renewals out.
And whatever Nedved did.
Whatever Nedved did. going to the draws. We don't have anyone to go to the draws. So
when football says it's confirmed by the club, does it? Okay, yeah. I have it, and I never look at it.
Juventus.com just posted it.
Okay.
Draft separate financial statements. Yep.
Just checking here. Juventus board of directors resigned after board meeting 48 minutes ago.
Let me see if I can pull it up and share the screen so the viewers can see it.
Yeah. So the news becomes more and more confirmed. Okay, the club have confirmed the news in an official statement and also added that Maurizio Scanavino, previously a Fiat, will take over as general manager. The statement confirms that the resignations are linked to ongoing investigations over accounts from 2019-20 and 2021 seasons. Juventus will now issue revised accounts for the years in question. So that is the one football article there.
I post it in the WhatsApp, and then I'll pull it from there because I have it on my phone.
Yeah, Wing of Winter wants to keep all our Italian young players. Of course, I'm down for that. It looks like Moretti. Wow, even here, De Winter, he's getting interest too. Do we keep, sell him? We might have to keep him depending on what happens. Keep everyone. Play him.
Here we go. I got it. Let's go. All right, so this is the official thing coming in from the Juventus website, guys. So I'll read it out loud for y'all that can't watch and are listening. So Turin, 28th November 2022, the board of directors of Juventus Football Club, which met today under the chairmanship of Agnelli, having obtained new legal and accounting opinions from independent experts, appointed to assess the issues raised by the consub pursuant to art. I don't know what the hell that is. So the 154 ter TUF on the company's financial statements.
Article. Pursuant to article, and that's just the article number.
So if we have any accountants or lawyers on in the chat, please feel free to let me know what the hell a consub is. I'm an engineer, not a lawyer. All right, so analyzed again the allegations indicated by the Public Prosecutor's Office of the Court of Turin, the deficiencies and critical issues noted by Consub, and the qualifications raised by Deloitte and Touche, which is Juventus's independent auditor, with reference to the issues relating to so-called salary maneuvers of the financial year 1920 and 2021. So this is the Ronaldo years.
Yeah.
The board of directors acknowledged the complexity of such profiles and valuation elements that may be subject to different interpretations regarding applicable accounting. And then here it says, as a result of such overall analyses and evaluations, while the accounting treatment adopted falls within those by the applicable accounting principles, increased to prudence the company. So it says here on the bullet points. Firstly, resolved to revise by the way of increase the estimate of probability of occurrence and conditions of permanence in the team for those players who waived part of their salaries in the biennium of 1920-2021 and whom salary increases or loyalty bonuses were subsequently concluded in July-August of 2020 for the so-called salary maneuver. I was thinking of saying manure. Salary maneuver. And in September of 2021 for another salary maneuver. This is really dry. They're not giving me anything. They're just giving me.
Yeah. It's legalese. They're trying to say that they screwed up in the most legal manner. They obviously got a lawyer to write this one.
And then on basis of aforementioned possibilities of adopting legitimate alternative accounting methodologies evaluated to carry out the pro rata temporis accrual of costs related to the salary increases for the maneuver and the second maneuver starting at the earliest date on obligations. That it's all lawyer talk, man. I hate lawyers.
Yeah. This is, you're gonna
let me use some fancy terms. And they said engineers use fancy terms. Lawyers do.
They use terms that non-technical people would have no idea what is going on.
Yeah, but they're non-technical people that use words that nobody uses in this century.
But they do.
See? Yeah, but that's why nobody likes them. Let me charge you $400 an hour to read a letter to you because they write these stupid terminologies.
It's a racket. It's great.
So it says the above revisions and estimates and assumptions led therefore to a revision of estimates and the accrual charges at the end of June of 2020 and June of 2021 and the end of June 2022 as an effect of the salary increases executed of part of the loyalty bonuses. So it reflects new separate financial statements. Okay, so this is whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's the same thing. It's saying loyalty bonuses and financial maneuvers during the COVID years. And then it says the board of directors thus unanimously approved the press release containing the considerations of the financial statements of June 30th, 2022 required by Consub, pursuant article, blah, blah, blah. And then it says the directors also requested the company's internal structures with specific regard to activities of the sports area to complete their analyses and proceed to implement as quickly as possible the process initially indicated to further implement and impose the internal procedures and control methods to the process of strengthening accounting policies. In light above all, in order to strengthen the company's management, the board of directors resolved to appoint Mr. Maurizio Scandinavio as the general manager, and his curriculum is attached to the press release. Furthermore, the board of directors, given the centrality and relevance of the pending legal, technical, and accounting matters, considered in the best interest of the company that Juventus provided itself with a new board of directors to address these matters. For this purpose, upon proposal of Chairman Andrea Agnelli, and in order to allow the decision on the renewal of the board to be submitted to the shareholders meeting as soon as possible, all the members of the board of directors present at the meeting declared to forego their office.
Ooh.
So for them to actually approve the financial statements, they had to quit. I just saw KF's comment, from tactics in a dash to reading with a dash. No, it's not. Yeah, literally. It's not even reading in a dash. It's so damn long.
Yeah, I mean, I just had a warm tea here. I'm falling asleep. This is ridiculous. Do we have to read the whole thing?
I'm just going to kind of skim through it. Maybe there's some people, but this is more so going into lawyer speak.
Yeah, I know. This is really bad. I mean, if you want to get into it, it's on the official website.
I think this is it. So the other tidbit here that says Director Giorgino Takachia has been appointed as the member of the Control and Risk Committee. Yikes! You have a damage control committee. That means you done fucked up.
You Americanized his name. It's Takia.
Tachibani?
Takia.
Wasabi.
It is Italian. Does sound a little Japanese. Sometimes Japanese sounds like
linguine. Angel hair.
Did you know I messed up? Okay, so I requested cannelloni for my wife, so she made me cannelloni, and when she made it, I was a little disappointed because they were small, and I was like, "Oh man, I wanted them to be bigger." And she's like, "Manicotti," and she's not Italian. I'm the Italian one, right? And I'm like, "Yeah, I messed it up with manicotti," and she has not let me down that I screwed up manicotti and cannelloni, and it's been like 2 weeks now. Because I always correct her. She can't say things like prosciutto or bruschetta. She says it like, well, she's Irish. It's like bruschetta. There's, it's bruschetta. You gotta get into it a little bit. Anyways, so this is she is so high on her horse right now that I screwed up a pasta. so so here we are, and I still haven't gotten my manicotti. Maybe one day.
So I wish we could make polls, but like, how does anyone feel about throwing in Del Piero into this? Like right at the get-go, January 18th, Del Piero is president.
I don't know.
I'm not a big fan of it because I'm a little bit worried because again, that guy has like a Jesus level of just aura that he has to all Juventini. So like if he came in and like Juve sucked, like I would be terrified because then everyone would hate him. Like, oh man, like what do you guys think, chat? Would you take Del Piero as president?
I mean, it would be fun. Okay, so there's a bit more here now. John Elkann will now decide the new Juventus Board of Directors. That's TV dello Sport. But from Juventibus, if this all happened today, then the skeleton of the future of the Juventus Board is already in place. Also, Romeo Agresti via Juventibus. So
apparently Allegri is almost like second or third in charge. So like if anything happens to the other folks, Allegri becomes in charge of the entire club. So you can't fire yourself from Wow, this is nuts. So I think the chat's agreeing with us. So KB says, I think that's why Del Piero stood away from the club after his retirement. Some shady business going on. I mean, how they kicked him out was really shady too. And then Joe says, come on, man. Give me someone with experience. And then Zach Mills says, I would love to have Del Piero back at the club, but not like this.
Yeah, it really isn't a good time to throw somebody like him at it.
Yeah, and I think the thing is for me, it's like if I were to bring Del Piero into the club, I would bring him as an assistant sporting director, not even like the full blown role.
Yeah,
because you got to handle his role perfectly, man, especially because of the ties to the club. So like a good analogy is for you hockey folk is Steve Yzerman. So like Steve Yzerman is now the general manager of the Red Wings and executive vice president. So he's like the Agnelli of Detroit. So like the thing with him was when he was first starting off, he was the assistant GM for Tampa Bay and then became the GM for Tampa Bay, and then he came into Detroit where he's already established as a good GM. I think one of the best GMs. I mean, Dave, you can tell me he sucks, but
No, I like Stevie Y.
so that's what I think about Del Piero, where it's like he needs to go out there and do some technical stuff first before he were to come in as an assistant director or even anything like that. KB says Pirlo, and
Yeah,
he might be looking for a job, depending if that team gets relegated or not.
Pirlo for sporting director. He's not a good coach, allegedly.
And then Sharif says, "Hurrah! Yeah, I got your message. I saw it. It was funny. You did call it. I did say you called it because he actually told us on a live a while ago where he was like." Yeah, I think he predicted it. He was saying something about watch what the financial statements come out in November, and Yelly and them are going to leave, and that's probably the only way that they will leave. So, Sharif, we tip our hat off to you, my friend. You broke the news here like 2 months ago. So, you, sir, are very clairvoyant, and I would like for you to pick my lottery ticket numbers, please, and thank you. And I will give you some of the cut if we do win. But we were going to talk World Cup.
I mean, we still can.
We still can.
We're still
We're
here.
We're 37 minutes in. Is there anything you guys want as far as like any questions you have for us guys? Chat, anything you guys want us to look into? We read the official statement that was issued by the club. So essentially, any of you new folk that are just joining in, it is just the shareholders have voted to essentially approve. The only way to approve the financial statements of the previous year, they requested the entire board be removed from their duties, just because the prosecutor's office is involved. A bunch of independent accounting firms that were brought in by the club have revealed some indiscrepancies of financial maneuvers that the club did during COVID. They gave players really suspect bonuses, and that is one of the things that the shareholders said that, hey, we can approve the financial statements, but Agnelli, Arrivabene, all of you guys, Nedved, you guys all have to go. So that's kind of what the news is. And there is essentially the only person that kind of remained in a sense is Arrivabene, where he's essentially the caretaker of the club right now until John or Daddy Elkin decides to appoint a new board, which will be unveiled January 18th. For all you Allegri haters, unfortunately, Allegri is still at the club. He is not going to be sacked. He's technically.
We don't know that technically. We don't.
Yeah, technically, but he, in theory, is third in charge. So if anything happens to the guys ahead of him, he essentially becomes the president of
Juventus. Allegri for like sporting director, president, coach.
What if they gave him sporting directing roles for the January transfer market?
Oh like, man, imagine the chapters that he would get in books like in like. Here's the shameless plug, like Galazzo, where they'll have like a chapter on Allegri. Think about it. Allegri 1.0 is a chapter. Allegri 2.0 is a chapter. Then there's Allegri like 2.5, where he's the sporting director. Think about it. It's insane. Let's go with it. Let's get those vibes just for the drama.
Yep, definitely. And yeah, Sharif he called it right with the financial problem. So yeah, Sharif, pick me some lottery numbers and just type them into the chat, and I'll see if I can win. Just pick like 3 2-digit numbers. And see if I can win tonight, and I'll share the winnings with you. Joe says Allegri for president. That would melt the entire internet if that happened.
Oh man, that'd be good for business.
But I'm trying to look and see if there's anything.
I think it started to quiet down a bit. A lot of it's saying the same thing. Yeah, basically what the tweets are, that big long article that Dash was reading there, they're like taking snippets out of that now.
Yeah, I think and Sure brings a good point. I think the Elkins are going to start taking over the club. I think the Agnellis are done.
They might be.
Or yeah, but I think so.
When did they first come in? How many years is decades?
Decades, man.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, this does go back decades. Just imagine all the. There's already memes. We don't have to imagine. They're already hitting Twitter all over the place.
Though I would say this though, the one thing I would say, even though it's like fantasy, but it would be kind of dope if you had Del Piero as an honorary president, and then you had Buffon and Chiellini involved later down the road. I'm not saying right now. I'm saying maybe in a year or two or something
a couple
like
years
that.
from now.
That would actually be really dope. But this is going to be really interesting, man. Just when you thought the team is turning a corner, and then you have your entire back office absolutely smoked.
Getting smoked in the back of the office now, are you?
Yeah.
All right, let's cover some of the other news then. We'll let this news simmer down, see if anything comes in for now. But of course, we'll recap the World Cup. Cameroon, Serbia. That was a 3-3 tie. That went back and forth. Intense. Serbia collapsed. What could I say?
Yeah.
Ghana taking South Korea. Another exciting game. Brazil 1-0. I mean, could have been better. Portugal 2-0. That was a decent game too. It was okay. But that means Portugal, Brazil, France. Is it Spain? No, Spain tied.
No,
but
Spain
Portugal.
tied.
Yeah, so Portugal,
France.
Brazil, France are all in the round of 16 now.
Yeah.
So
Which awesome.
yeah. Spain,
that's-
man, they're my team. They got to go.
That's interesting because they took away that header from Ronaldo and called it as a goal from Bruno Fernandes. I guess Ronaldo didn't touch it.
Yeah, I didn't really see it close enough. I don't care. Whatever. It goes a goal. I don't care who gets it.
Yeah, but it's let me pull up the groups.
Otherwise, here, I'll just start hitting off some random news. The random names. Juventus are plotting a move for Spain and Bilbao winger Nico Williams. I've never seen him play for Spain, but yeah, maybe he's gotten some caps. Alexandra wants a renewal. He's willing to decrease his salary of $6 million per season.
You know, I actually have a funny thing about Alexander that I want to talk about. You want to know who Brazil's best defender in the World Cup is?
Oh, it's Alexandro.
It's Alexandro.
Of course it is.
So you want to know the player that absolutely shredded Portugal's midfield and back line? Today's game.
In today's game.
Uruguayan player.
Oh, was it?
We sold him for only like 21 million.
Bentancur, yes.
Yes. I just saw today Rodrigo Bentancur absolutely put Ruben Diaz on skates, and I'm sitting here like, did we just get conned by Tottenham here? Yeah. Did we just get duped by paying only 20 million, by only getting like 20 million for this guy? Like, what the hell, man?
He didn't work in the system. I mean,
well, it's not even that, but like he's dribbling and beating players. I've never seen Bentancur dribble against people and win. The dude was giving stupid passes to Szczesny and turning them into goals. He was giving assists to the other teams.
Yeah.
That is nuts, man. I was like, what the hell?
It happens, man. Don't worry about it. You can go on about João Cancelo too on Portugal these days.
Nah, I still think João Cancelo can't defend to save his life.
He did okay today. But anyways, it doesn't matter.
All right, so only
Alexandro's not getting the renewal. I think that's what we're getting to at the end of the day, is that Alexandro's not going to get the renewal.
But he's Brazil's best defender. What are you talking about, Dave?
Yeah. I don't know.
Rabiot is worth 20 million a season now.
Oh man, you want to know which piece of news I think is absolutely BS? When I heard this, Moise Kean is on Newcastle United's radar for next season. The English club could offer an exchange deal with Alain Saint-Maximin coming to the Bianconeri. And that's Daily Express UK. So I don't really trust Daily Express.
Yeah, I was going to say that's as credible as...
And why would we just get an older Keane when we can just keep Keane? They're kind of the same player.
Or they give us 60 million for Keane. I would do it.
Or sure, but yeah, 60 million plus Maximin.
They got that Saudi money.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that one's nonsense.
I know it's nonsense, but hey, I mean, why not?
Because a tabloid said so. That's why.
Right, fine, whatever. Okay, Daily Star, go star yourself.
All right, Christian Pulisic, one of our favorites. He's on his way out of Chelsea, as we know, but he's been doing all right. and people are taking notice. So Milan are looking now, and 3 Premier League clubs. That's also the Daily Mail. But I actually couldn't believe that one because that one's obvious.
Yeah, Pulisic is definitely out of his way out of Chelsea because he's not even playing and Potter doesn't even consider him for anything. Jesus, why am I getting so many notifications?
I don't know. Did he have something though? Because I have so much news. Oh yeah.
No, it's just play. It's like a pickup organization in my area. Like, hey, Dash, you want to play tonight?
Oh yes.
So I'm not as young as I used to be, guys. I don't play every day. So kind of just recapping. So we've got Group A. Probably this was actually confirmed to be the weakest group in the entire World Cup. So you have the Dutch, Ecuador, Senegal, and Qatar. So the Netherlands and Ecuador ended up drawing, they ended up drawing with each other. So then we're going to see Senegal and Qatar play for the last game. I lied. It's going to be Ecuador and Senegal for the last game, and then Qatar and the Netherlands. Qatar, thanks for showing up. But you guys are.
I told you they were trash.
I said they were trash. I just said they had. So let me make.
No, there's so many people like, oh, home field advantage.
No. Okay. So I didn't say that they were going to get out of their group. I said and I remember this. Quote me on this because I quoted myself on this. I said they have a chance to win their opening match, and that's it. And they didn't.
Yeah, and then they didn't.
So because the thing is like it's history. Qatar is the first host nation not to win their opening match.
Or opening ever matches. So, if you know what I'm saying. It's okay. Yeah. That'll be Canada next year.
You guys, oh my goodness. If I could say blue balls, that essentially sums up the Canadian national team. I'm sorry.
I'm not talking. I moved on.
Yeah. All right, moving on to So this is the actual, FIFA, the statistical calculations made Group B the group of death for the entire World Cup. All of these, so the lowest ranked team is Iran at 20. The United States is at 15, Wales is at 16, England is at 5. Which the Wales does not look like they're ranked 16 in the world. Sorry, but
no.
I think the surprise, not really a surprise, but I think the United States has been doing fairly well. My only issue with the United States is that they don't really have a plan B whenever something happens. They have one way of attacking.
Yeah, they're very one-dimensional.
One-dimensional.
They're boring to watch.
Their midfield is very underrated, though. I'm not talking about McKennie, but Aronson and Adams. Those guys look really, really good. McKennie's busy wiping his hands off the camera guy's jersey.
Yeah.
Apparently people were pissed about that.
I don't know. I didn't want to really. I don't know the full story, right?
I don't know the full story. I don't know the full story. I don't really care. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, I think the United States should have beat England. Like they should, because that was ridiculous. Man.
Everybody should beat England. England just they need their mouth slapped once in a while. They're too loud. Nobody likes the loud fans. You all keep on going on about how it's coming home.
Is it called soccer now because England couldn't beat the United States?
It's whatever the hell you want to call it. Nobody cares. Do you care? You need to put your energy in something more productive. It does not matter what it's called.
That's all I've been seeing. That's literally all I've been seeing on Twitter. It's like it's called soccer now. And
so
I'm like,
stupid. Just move on.
It's dumb.
It's so dumb.
I was disappointed because we did that entire watch along and I couldn't use this.
Yeah, my mom was watching. She's like, "You guys use foul language in that one." It's like, yeah, we did.
I mean, we're not rated for kids, so. Sorry, Dave's mom.
But
this one though, the last game actually has some huge implications here. So the thing is technically 4 teams are in it, hypothetically speaking, because again, if Wales beats the Brits, they would go up to 4 points, and if the United States beats Iran, they go up to 5. So Wales,
or if they tie, like it could be. Could be pretty interesting, yeah.
Or if they tie. But the thing is if Wales beats England, Wales has the head-to-head tiebreaker over England, so they would qualify. And then if the United States beats Iran, then it's Wales and Iran that go through. Or if Iran beats the U.S. and Wales beats England, Wales and Iran go through. There's a lot that can happen in this group. So this whole thing here is essentially anybody can qualify for it.
Look at KB here punching both directions. he's just throwing it at both England and Mexico. I think he's still feeling those old musket wars back in the day.
Well,
Can't let go of those two.
I don't disagree with him because Hector Herrera, why the hell was he brought in where he couldn't even do one job, which was cover the space that Messi scored that goal in?
No, that's true. I'm not disagreeing, but just I'm stoking the fire.
Like I'm sitting there because I'm not gonna down Messi here. I don't really give a damn about Messi, but like that goal was so damn slow. Like that ball bounced and skipped over, and
that's why it was a bit of a bounce. That
it was
kind of
me. I'm like sitting there. I'm like, Jesus Christ, Ochoa, you stop Robert Lewandowski's penalty, and then you look like a geriatric old man with arthritis and can't even cover the post. Mexico is absolutely disappointing this World Cup. I don't care what anybody says. I had expectations, and they were terrible. But moving on back to Group B before we move on to Group C, because we were teasing you guys with some Group C talk there. This one's going to be fun to watch, guys. Tuesday is going to be technically tomorrow is going to be where it all goes down. So we're going to see who makes it out and who doesn't make it out. This is going to be good. I got a feeling this is going to be probably a World Cup finish.
Well, this is when the World Cup starts becoming something worth watching. Like if you're not a hardcore, this is maybe when you care a bit. More so the next round, but it started getting all right.
Well, I'm definitely getting, the funny thing is I'm definitely getting messages from my friends that don't really watch football or anything, and they're like, Dash, should I bet on the U.S.? What's going on with the U.S., man? Like, hey, I heard they tied England and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, guys, they're actually underperforming. What? I'm like, yeah. And I've been saying this. Greg Berhalter needs to play Pulisic as a false number 9 with Weah and Reyna on the opposite ends. Their strikers are dog shit. Sergeant, I'm sorry, Sergeant, go back to the military, go do your drill sergeants or anything like that. You cannot play as a number 9. Same thing with the poor guy that they played against England. I didn't even know he was playing. I thought we were playing with 10 guys, not 11. So I'm just like disappointed. The good thing about the United States is Aronson. He is this midfielder that plays at Leeds United, and Adams, Tyler Adams. Those two have been great. McKennie, debatable. But those two guys have been awesome. The United States' midfield has been great. The only reason is because Zach and I said it in our preview show that United States defense sucks. You could see by the penalty that they conceded to Wales. Like, that was a stupid challenge. It's the United States' midfield that is keeping people from reaching their defense, which I think is definitely something which is really awesome. So Group B, going to be a photo finish. It's going to be fun to watch. All right, moving on to Group C, where we got the Poles, the Argentinians, or the Chocotinians, as I like to call them,
the Saudis,
and Mexico.
And lowly Mexico. I mean, technically they're still in it, but
yeah, they're technically in on it. But so for them, they don't have any tiebreakers on anybody. So, like, for example, if they win and Poland doesn't do anything, Mexico doesn't hold a tiebreaker on Poland or in Argentina either, because they lost to Argentina. So this is going to be interesting because Poland and Argentina play each other next. So that's going to be essentially who wins the group. And then you have Saudi Arabia versus Mexico, where I'm going to expect Saudi Arabia to win. Saudi Arabia has been playing very well this tournament, so I'm expecting a win from Saudi Arabia there. So here's where it gets interesting, Dave. And this is where my prediction or my thoughts are. So if Poland and Argentina tie and Saudi Arabia and Mexico tie, then it would be Poland and Saudi Arabia that move on, and Argentina would go home.
Yeah, beautiful.
So and for me, I am a huge pundit of watching Argentina crash out just because the memes are absolutely hysterical.
Oh man, yeah, I want to like them. They're not looking good. They don't look like they want to win.
I can't stand Argentina. I'm sorry. Like,
because Sam Adamo is kind of going on this whole thing that if, as an Italian, and you're not an Italian, but as an Italian, if you are one, like I would be like a Canadian Italian or what. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that cheers for the Italian national team. That you would naturally want to cheer, like if you don't have somebody in the race. Like right now, Canada's out. So who would I cheer for? And his argument is that there are more Italians in Argentina. So that's who you go for. So on one hand, I'm like, that's a good point. Because I kind of do that with the playoffs, right, in hockey. Okay, which team that's still in it has the most Canadians on it? That's the team. So this is like which one has the most Italians on. You pick Argentina. That being said, they look horrible, and I think they're going to choke. Saudi Arabia could very well move on in this one.
Yeah, all they have to do is beat Mexico. If they beat Mexico, they
All
essentially
they
qualify.
have to do.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah,
all they have
no,
to do is
it's
beat
true,
Mexico
though.
because
It's
they
true.
hold the tiebreaker over Argentina. Because
Yeah.
it is head to head right now. So
Fun.
if they
It is fun.
Yeah, if they beat them, they move on. So the next group is France, Australia, Denmark, and Tunisia.
Yeah, that was
So-
some kind of pulling apart. Denmark's a good team. I'm kind of disappointed. But
France is already qualified, so France
Yeah,
is
they
out
don't
of
care.
it. So now it's just going to be between the Socceroos and Denmark because Tunisia plays France. So it depends if France rotates their squad or not. So that one's going to be interesting to see. Group E, which is actually
okay,
another
but
really,
France rotating their squad isn't really changing anything.
yeah, I still think they beat Tunisia. So Group E, this one I was excited with and I was disappointed with at the same time. So
Yeah.
Spain and Japan are at the top of the group currently right now with 4 and 3 points apiece, and then Costa Rica with 3, and then Germany with an absolute abysmal performance at 1. Japan, you guys disappointed me with Costa Rica. Costa Rica
I'm
scored.
surprised. Yeah, Costa
That-
Rica is a bad team, guys.
That was the definition of playing FIFA and then you having 20 shots on goal and the other guy gets 1 shot in the last minute and scoring. That was what Costa Rica did, essentially. They took 1 shot and scored that 1 goal, and then
They
threw
did, yeah, the one
30. They pulled a clown car in front of the pitch and then threw 30 people into the net.
And KB saying, you mean the same amount of Germans that are in the Argentina squad? Yeah, I mean, there's reasons why there's a lot of Germans in Argentina as well. Might go back to 1945. That being said, Sam Adamo actually put a poll out on Twitter as well. As an Italian, who do you hate more, the French or the Germans? And it was pretty heavy in hating the French more. So that being said, an Argentinian, German, Italian connection. I think there's a lot to be said there because I have supported the German team a lot in the past. It's been hard the past few years too because they have been very trash as well. But yeah. Speaking of trash, Costa Rica has more points than them. Oh my god!
And so this is interesting. So again, it's Spain versus Japan last day, Germany versus Costa Rica last day. I would think Germany beats Costa Rica. Maybe. So for Spain, they need a draw, at least a draw to secure qualification. Japan needs a draw, possibly to secure qualification, but a win will get them through. Costa Rica need a win for sure. Germany needs a win to stay alive. So this one also is going to be an interesting one to watch as well. Moving on to Group F, and Dave, you can go crown a corner, be.
Yeah, I'm over it. I didn't expect it to be this bad. I expected to have a point on the board. Croatia opened them up. What could I say? You watched it live, or you could watch me watch it. You know what I'm saying? I did the watch along. Is what I'm trying to say, and it's recorded, so you can watch my sorrow with my reactions. Actually, if Dash, I'm surprised you haven't got the sound clip on the Alphonso Davies goal. It might be good.
I saw it, but I forgot to record it, to be honest with you.
It's in the StreamYard.
I know it's in the StreamYard. I just gotta
Get on it. Get on it, Dash. Jesus.
Jeez,
One
man.
job.
All right. Wow. So aggressive.
I'm deflecting.
It's the new graphics card, guys.
Yeah. I got some Black Friday upgrades. It's all good. My computer isn't dying anymore. Okay, so Croatia, Belgium. Obviously, Belgium not showing up. Croatia showed up against Canada, that's for sure. And Canada's gonna have something to prove. I really think they do. They're gonna still come handing it to Morocco. Okay, listen, Buddy put a tampon up his nose. This is what I love. And Sam Adamo was actually putting hate on this. But listen, Buddy got knocked in the face. His nose was bleeding. How many of these Euro trash or South American hoo-ha, whatever, they're, oh my God, the blood, I'm hurt. Canadian boy shoves a tampon up his nose and says, let's go, I got to make up 3 goals. Let's do it.
Proceeds to concede another one. My one thing is why are you guys playing Buchanan, man? That guy can barely run. It looks like he can barely bend his knees.
He's good. He's good.
Like I was like sitting there, I'm like, this guy looks old as hell. How old is he? And someone's like, yeah, he's almost 40.
No,
And I was like, shit.
Is he that old?
One of their players was like an old ass dude. It might be. It might not be Buchanan. I don't know.
No, I don't think. No, I gotta look it up. No,
I'm not
pretty
well
sure
versed.
Tajon is a young. He's 23. Yeah,
Oh, so then it's someone else. There's a guy that was like really old that everyone was
I
making
think it's
fun
the
of.
captain. I don't know. I don't want to look it up.
He's like, I don't want to hurt anymore. I've already hurt.
Yeah, it's fine. Listen,
But-
Canada's going to try to hand it to Morocco. We'll see what happens there. Croatia, Belgium, that could go either way. I mean, it's still up for grabs. We know Canada isn't in it, but the other three,
I think Belgium's done. I think they're done.
man, I hope so.
Morocco sauced them.
It's time because it's time for these big teams like Belgium, just like in Italy. They got to realize that their time is up and they got to rebuild. Like, look at Serbia, man. What are they doing?
Serbia needs a rebuild too.
And apparently, the coach said Vlahovic is not up to snuff.
That's good for me. That's good for us. It means he doesn't have to play for them and risk getting hurt. No offense to Serbia, but I don't really care about what they do in the World Cup. I just care about Kostic and Vlahovic.
Oh, and a lot of people have gotten onto the Serbia train because of a representation and SMS, because we all love SMS.
So personally, I'm a Juve fan first when it comes to that. So like, our players aren't playing and they're not getting hurt. Look at Danilo, man. Poor guy smoked his ankle.
Yeah.
And then moving on to Group G. So speaking of that, we have Brazil, Switzerland. So Switzerland, Brazil played. Switzerland lost 1-0 to Brazil. And then we got Cameroon, Serbia, which that game was nuts because Serbia was up 3-1 and absolutely bottled it at the end. So they're at 1 point apiece. So this is going to be interesting because last World Cup in 2018, Switzerland and Serbia played as an elimination game for the last day of the group, and Switzerland beat them. And we're going into the last day for the group stages, and it's Serbia versus Switzerland. So
I really do like Switzerland, though. Like
I think Switzerland.
Underrated.
Yeah, I think Switzerland. They have Jan Sommer. He is probably one of the best.
The goal. Yeah,
their goalkeeper's insane, but Shaqiri and Xhaka, they always do something in the World Cup. Those guys are just ridiculously good in international tournaments. I don't know why.
They are. It's just kind of like how the Welsh guys.
Yeah.
Why can't I think of their names now? Ramsey and he plays for LA.
Bale.
Gareth Bale. Thank you.
So those guys always pull something out of their behinds for this one. So I would expect Serbia and Switzerland, I believe that's the Friday game, to be an absolute cracker. And then moving on to the final group, Group H, with Group of the Sea. Ghana, South Korea, and Uruguay. Portugal, kind of like how I projected, I think Portugal is going to cruise through this group just because, again, Uruguay is a geriatric squad outside of Valverde, Bentancur, and Darwin Nunez. And Bentancur, shit, man. That guy balled out. Like, holy smokes. He had a really good game today, despite the scoreline. Portugal did beat them 2-0. Fernandez got a double, which is really weird because I could have sworn Ronaldo touched it with his head, but whatever. I'm not the
yeah.
Not the
you don't get to make those
guy.
decisions, Dash.
Sorry, Ronaldo. So Ghana with a really good game against South Korea. They almost bottled it as well. They were up 3-0. Game ended up being 3-2 in Ghana's favor. Ghana's an interesting team. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. They're a scrappy bunch. I will.
Yeah, those African teams, they fight hard too. They're a bit like the North American teams, or they play a bit more physical.
Yeah, but this crop of African teams has been good. Like, I mean, normally we get something stupid like Nigeria or something where they just show up and they're there.
No, you always have one or two that do all right though.
Yeah, because like Ghana did well, Cameroon did well with Serbia, even though technically they're at 1 point. And then who else? Morocco as well. I think the only one that's kind of like a little bit verdict is Tunisia. But yeah, man, the CAF has been doing really well. I mean, CONCACAF outside of Mexico has done well as well as the Asian teams.
Yeah, everyone's picking up.
This is probably one of the most balanced World Cups I've ever seen.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that too. So, and we're seeing that. It's good. It's a good one.
Yeah, definitely. So, we anybody got any predictions that they want to throw? Because KB says, remember the Ghana Uruguay? Yeah, Suarez volleyballing the ball out of the net, which was
Yeah.
probably big brain 200 IQ play on his part because they ended up
Yeah.
winning because of it.
Hey, you take it. Well, if you guys have some predictions or just some thoughts, I'll get through a bit of this news as well. So Real Madrid apparently is in for SMS as well. I guess sucks to be us if they want him. It's gonna make it harder. I can see him wanting to go. I don't know. You think he really wants Juventus over Madrid?
Who?
SMS. That's a tough one, right? Because like he loves Juventus, but Real Madrid.
I would think so. Where is he going to play at Real? He's not going to start.
Good point. Maybe.
How's he going to start over Modric, Kroos, and?
Well, it's to replace Modric.
Yeah, but Modric he's still kicking, dude.
There's 10 years age gap between the two.
I know, but still, Modric is still balling. Don't fix it if it ain't
whatever.
broken.
Hey, what do you want me to say? I'm just saying what they're saying.
No, I get you. I'm trying to play devil's advocate here. Where I'm
no, I know, but it's like, what? I don't know, man. Like, they're interested.
Go away,
interested.
Madrid. Leave me alone. Let me have a player, Madrid. Damn it, you have like 2 fucking squads.
Yeah, okay. Get ready. Zaniolo.
No, hey, that's a Carabini thing. I think with him gone, I don't think Zaniolo's on the table anymore.
Man, whatever. He made the news. I threw it out there. It's worth a laugh at the very least. Paul Pogba, we know he's Miami off to Pittsburgh. He's still doing. What is it? What does he do? Is it the tarot cards? What's he into?
Shamans.
The shamans. Yeah, whatever. He's in America.
Oh, hey, KF squad's back. He was eating food. That's why he dipped out for a minute.
Yeah, 100%. He was getting some fried chicken.
And then KF says we're buying Ben. What is it, Ben Chilwell or Ben Aswell?
Yeah, which I don't know anything about Aswell, but Chilwell. I don't want either one of them. So, Juventus will soon meet with the agents of Filippo Ranocchia, who is liked a lot by Cremonese and Salernitana. However, Monza is unlikely to accept an early withdrawal of his loan. Point being there is some of these teams are like Ranocchia, but they are all bottom of the table. I'm starting to think that, he's not going to really be a Juve player. He's going to get sold off. That's what it seems like, but we'll see. We'll see. We don't know anything anymore, right?
I know. The whole transfer strategy is gone.
And, okay, Rabiot, they're going to try, if they can. You try to make the money if you can, because they're trying to do this assault on us on SMS, and that is try to get some money for Rabiot just to go all out on SMS. That's what we've been hearing. Again, things have changed, but I don't know. I'm just saying it because I wrote it down, really, at this point. But I got one more. No, I don't. I have to scroll. There's a few more. Okay. This week, Allegri will meet with Carabini. So there's number 2 and number 3 to plan the winter session. So this might actually be legit. The first objective is to reinforce the right wing, particularly an alternative to Quadrado. Karsdorp and Miele. So yeah, I guess those 2 names are safe. That one's a safe one. We're still looking at Emil Holm from Spezia. And I wrote down that the Juventus Board of Directors resigned twice because it was important. But I think we covered that one, didn't we?
Yep. I think we covered that for like a full 30 minutes.
Oh, that was closer to 40. But yeah, nothing new seems to be trickling in. This was year 100 of the Agnelli ownership. So yeah, we were questioning that earlier. So there you go. 100 years. Centennial.
And I wanted to ask KF Squad if he knows. We're also linked to this player as well. It's Aneed Moorhead. Do you know about Aneed Moorhead being linked to the club?
No. I'm saying Ben Dover.
Gotcha.
He was hoovering while having a Pepsi. So actually, you know what? I do that too. I listen to pods and whatnot as I vacuum. It's a good way because you block off the vacuum sounds. Thank you. Thanks for vacuuming with us.
And then,
But he was also having a Pepsi. How well did he really clean the floors?
KB said he got you.
Guys, we forgot to mention 2 more days here. 30% off Black Friday sale at turngiants.com. Get your stuff. If you miss it, there's still TG1000. Did he release the podcast? I released the podcast.
He released it on YouTube. I don't think he released it on.
Yeah. He was really busy. Really busy. I'm checking.
Yeah, because I had to message him like, "Hey man, we got a bunch of people wanting to do some collabs for some stuff," and he's like, "Oh shit, I forgot. Thanks, Dash."
Yeah, no, he didn't. Okay, well, I mean, do I even have to tell the people on the YouTube that the YouTube version podcast is out? I mean, you guys know.
Yeah, all right. You guys know. You guys, if you hit the good old subscribe button over there and hit the bell icon, the ding, you get notifications of when we release all of our cool stuff. And yeah, I know some of you guys have missed us because we haven't been streaming as frequently, and we've been doing more one-off videos. And yeah, no, I get it. Speaking of which, I need to start scripting tactics with the Dash. The second episode, I need to pick a formation to work on. So hey,
4-3-2-1.
Why?
Because everyone wants it.
Everybody wants. Hey, I'll ask the chat. Do you guys want me to do my next video on the 4-2-3-1? Anyone?
Why don't you put a YouTube poll? Just start making it. Whatever. Just throw them out.
I should do it on Instagram.
There you go.
Because that's what I did for one video.
Dash is the Instagram guy. I dabble in Twitter.
So if you guys send DMs to Turin Giants, I'm probably reading it. 352 KB, it's the first episode, KB. Did you not watch it?
Come on. You of all people.
KB, man, you didn't watch my video. I'm hurt.
That was released last week.
2K did, and he commented on it.
There you go, guys.
I'm heartbroken. I thought you loved me, KB, but clearly you don't. Not enough.
No, not enough. Yeah. I think that is it, though. That was, I mean, it was more exciting than we had planned for. That's for sure.
Absolutely. And, maybe during these coming days, we might have some other cool news that we're going to share with you guys. But, I don't know when we can actually talk about it now.
Yeah, there's one last thing here. So this is Andrea Agnelli's letter to Juventus employees. We are facing a delicate moment management-wise, and the compactness has broken down. Better to leave everyone together, giving a new lineup a chance to turn it around. He kind of rhymed. No, because that was translated. He didn't. It sounded too poetic. I wonder if it is poetic. Anyways, it probably does sound better in Italian. It always does. But that's it. We got nothing else. Nothing else. Dash, did you find anything else?
No, I got nothing new, guys.
Okay. So we might, if there's new crazy stuff, we'll come in live. We'll fill you in. If it's just a boring day, just this and that, I'll go throw one of those 5-minute videos at you. And that's it. That's it. I'm going to hit the music. Because it's that time of day. There it is. Hit it, Dash.
Dramatic pause effect. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching this episode of the Agnelli Out Show. I'm just kidding. Thanks for watching this episode of our live show. Unfortunately, Agnelli did take the bullet here, guys. So we're charting some new waters here. We're going to see how everything plays out. I know a lot of people might be worried, some people freaking out, but hey, just sit down. Club transition period right now for the next month or so. Sit down, buckle in. We'll try to keep you guys as updated as possible, as well as also check out our recent podcast video, episode 205, with our good friend Jonathan. He has an awesome book that we do have the link in the video for that book as well. So make sure you purchase it. Pretty cheap, guys. Also gives you some cool stuff on the 90s Juventus. But other than that, guys, make sure you like the video, do the old comment thing, send us some funny eye emoji comments, not eggplant emojis because that's kind of weird. But on that note, this is Dash. I'm signing off. Later, guys.
Later, guys. Love ya. See you next time.